Good morning, boys and girls. So for our letter K, Q book, which has a K for king and a Q for queen, we're going to be looking at a story, okay, that has to do with kings and queens. So the children of kings and queens are called princes and princesses. You have seen many pictures of kings and queens in this letter book, and now you will meet the son of a king and queen. Today's story is about a young prince who searched far and wide for a princess to be his royal bride. All right, it's called The Princess and the Pea. So let's look at this first picture here. There once was a royal prince who lived in a magnificent palace. He had the most beautiful horse in the kingdom. He ate the most delicious food. He wore the most glorious clothes. He had every possible thing his heart could desire, except one. More than anything else in the world, he wanted to marry a princess. But she had to be a real princess. He traveled around the world from kingdom to kingdom, searching for his princess. He met many princesses, but there was always something wrong with each one. He could not be sure that any of them was a real princess. So sadly, he returned home, still wishing to find a real princess. Let's look at this picture here. Picture number 2. One evening, shortly after his return, there was a frightful storm. Thunder clapped, lightning flashed, and the rain poured down in torrents. In the middle of the storm, there was a knock on the palace door. Who could be calling on a night like this? Asked the queen. Even dogs and cats would not go out on such a night. The king himself hurried to open the door. And who should be standing at the door but a bedraggled young woman? The water streamed down her hair and over her clothes. It ran in at the tops of her shoes and out of the heels. "Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I am Princess Penelope," said the young woman. "I've come lost on my way from the fair. I got separated from my friends, then I couldn't see the road in the dreadful storm and lost my way. Oh, please, I beg of you, can you help me?" "Well, we'll soon find out if you're a real princess," thought the queen to herself. But to the princess, she said only, "I will go to prepare a room for you." Okay, let's look at picture number 3. The queen went into the bedroom where the princess would be staying. She removed the blanket, the sheets, and the mattresses from the bed. Then she placed a small green pea on the bottom. On the bottom of the bed. Next, she summoned the servants and instructed them to collect all the extra mattresses of the palace and to bring them to this bedroom. When the servants returned, they had 20 mattresses. That's a lot. The queen instructed them to stack all the mattresses on the bed. And when the bed was ready, she invited the princess to come into the room. "Oh," said the princess, not knowing there was a pea at the bottom of the stack of mattresses. "How thoughtful of you to prepare such a soft bed for me. I am sure that I will sleep well." The queen said goodnight and went off to her own bedroom. Let's look at picture number 4. But the princess did not sleep well at all. She tossed and turned, and she turned and tossed, trying to fall asleep. But try as she might, she simply could not get comfortable. No matter how she lay, something was poking her. The poor princess didn't get a wink of sleep all night. All right, let's look at picture number 5 right here. In the morning, the queen, the king, and the prince were anxious to find out how the princess had slept. "Oh, did not sleep at all, cried the princess. The bed, forgive me for saying so, was terribly uncomfortable. There must have been a rock in it, for I seem to have been lying on something hard. My whole body aches. The poor princess's body was black and blue from head to foot. At once, the king, the queen, and the prince knew she must be a real princess. Only a genuine princess would have skin so delicate that she could feel a tiny pea through all those mattresses. Last picture. The prince at once asked her to marry him, and they had a royal wedding before the month was out. The tiny pea was put on display at the Royal Museum, so from that day forward, everyone in the kingdom would be able to view it. To this day, if you visit that kingdom, you too may see the remarkable pea nestled in a gold case. All right, that was a good story. Kind of funny, silly, but kind of cute. So let's turn the page and answer some questions. All right. So let's look at the top row. Top row right here with the ball in it. All right. The question is, what did the prince want more than anything else in the world? Circle the picture of what the prince wanted more than anything else in the world. Now let's look at the row with the apple in it. What kind of night was it when the princess first came to the castle? Circle the picture that shows on what kind of night the princess first came to the castle. All right, let's look at the row with the umbrella in it. Who put something under the princess's mattress? Draw a circle around the person who put something under the princess's mattress. And let's look at the row with the rabbit in it. What was under all the mattresses that night? Circle the picture that shows what was under the mattresses. And the last row with the ladybug in it. How did the princess look the next morning? Circle the picture that shows how the princess looked the next morning. All right, when you're done with this page, take a picture of it and send it to me. Good job, boys and girls.